Welcome back. Well, it would seem the candidates' lists for local government elections are sowing further divisions within the ANC. At least 12 candidates, would-be candidates that is, in the Eastern Cape are heading to the courts. They claim the Provincial Executive Committee didn't select them despite their being picked by their communities. eNCA's Govan Whittles has been tracking ANC senior officials in the province and joins us now for an update. Govan, you've been speaking to the lawyers representing these ANC members. What are they telling you? What's this action all about?
Well, Tilasizwe, there's at least 12 of them, the ANC members who would have been the candidates for the party's upcoming local government elections, who are now threatening to go to court. They've written a lawyer's letter to the Provincial Executive Committee of the Eastern Cape ANC, and in it they set out their complaints. Essentially, this lays bare the kind of infighting that's been happening within the ANC in the Eastern Cape over that crucial and much valued position of being the ANC's ward councillor or proportional representative in the local government elections. And their complaints range from them being unhappy with the manner in which the selection took place. That would be unhappiness with the community meetings, claiming they were the preferred candidate. In some instances, claiming that regional executive committees selected the candidate who got the second most amount of votes in the branch meetings. In others, suggesting that the provincial list committee, which oversaw the lists that were coming from the branches and regions, did not handle those lists properly and names were excluded there. And then also saying that some of the guidelines that were set by the former deputy president of the ANC, Kgalema Motlanthe, were not followed when selecting these candidates. Most of these people that were hoping to be candidates of the ANC come from the WB Khubushane region of the ANC in the Eastern Cape. That would be Buffalo City, Duncan Village, particularly, as well as Qonge, where there are at least 3 other councillors. So that's what they've put in the hands of the Provincial Executive Committee, and it's really compounded the problem for the ANC, even though in the Eastern Cape they managed to register most of their candidates, and they don't at this stage are not at risk of losing any support in the province because of failure to register. But this does present a problem because it could mean the ANC would face a court challenge internally while fielding those very same candidates in the elections.
Sure. Wow, never a dull day in the ANC. So what has the Eastern Cape ANC leadership been telling you in response to this?
Well, they say that they have found evidence that there may be a legitimacy to the claims that have been made by these ANC members who have not emerged as candidates in the Eastern Cape. And because of this, Tulasizwe, the ANC Provincial Executive Committee has decided to launch an independent investigation into whether or not there really was manipulation of these lists. That's an unprecedented step as well, if you consider what the ANC has done in the past. But they clearly aim to resolve this before it affects them after the vote has been cast, because that would mean that their candidates would need to be removed from councils. Let's have a look at what the ANC's Eastern Cape spokesperson had to say about this whole situation.
Look, we have, after carefully considering the plight of the branches and the membership at large, decided that honestly there's something untoward in terms of the list submitted, specifically the ward candidates, because there's a process outlined in the guidelines of the ANC as to how one gets to be elected as a candidate of the African National Congress. Then we felt in the plethora of complaints that were brought to our attention that let's put together a team that we believe will be neutral, not involving or including PEC members currently in the office. That will investigate all the allegations and complaints by members and communities at large, so that they come up with the recommendations. And we have committed into that as soon as it is found that I have been, made a candidate fraudulently, that process has to be started afresh, and we remove that candidate, even if it means one would have been voted in as a councillor. We will then initiate a process to remove that candidate and subject all those who are found to have fraudulently, put that candidate into a disciplinary process so that we rid ANC of all the wrongdoings.
It never ends, does it? Well, more drama and, I don't know, problems within the ANC. It's like 2011 all over again.